I used to think AI was just a toy for coders in hoodies, something that could beat me at chess, recommend some truly weird documentaries at 2 a.m., or maybe just make my smart speaker play the wrong song on command. It felt distant, futuristic, and honestly, a little intimidating. Then one night, while I was yelling at my phone, because the GPS had for the third time confidently led me down the same dead-end street, something clicked. Amidst my frustration, a thought surfaced. The way this thing learns, adapts, and course corrects, or tries to, is actually the exact playbook I needed for my own messy, unpredictable life. Since that moment, I've been quietly stealing 5 incredibly powerful habits straight from the AI playbook. And let me tell you, they've sneakily upgraded everything. We're talking my health, my cash flow, even my notoriously awkward small talk at parties. These aren't abstract theories. They're practical, actionable shifts that have genuinely made a difference. So, stick around because I promise you lesson 3 alone saved me a solid 7 hours last week, and there's a really good chance it could do the same for you. This isn't about becoming a robot. It's about learning from the best digital minds to live a more intentional, effective, and frankly, easier human life. Welcome back to Mentor's Mindset. Think about it. AI never truly graduates. It doesn't get a diploma and declare, "Well, my learning is complete." Instead, it just keeps swallowing new data, processing it, and course-correcting its internal models. Take Netflix's recommendation engine, for instance. It's not a static algorithm. It updates every single time you hover over a thumbnail, click on a show, or even just pause for a moment. Did you miss a Friday night movie? The model doesn't judge. It just shrugs, adjusts its understanding of your preferences, and tries again with a new set of suggestions. It's built for perpetual, relentless improvement. I borrowed that exact mindset last spring after what can only be described as a public speaking gig bomb. I mean, it was a disaster. I stumbled, lost my train of thought, and could practically see people checking their watches. Instead of stewing in embarrassment or worse, deciding I was just bad at public speaking, I decided to treat the entire cringe-worthy experience like fresh training data. I watched the replay, yes, the utterly painful replay, and instead of focusing on how bad I felt, I tagged the exact moments where the crowd zoned out, where my voice faltered, and where my slides were confusing. I then retrained, focusing on those specific weak points. A month later, I gave essentially the same talk at a local college, and the applause at the end lasted longer than the original speech itself. The difference was night and day. Continuous learning isn't just some fluffy motivational poster slogan. It's a robust system. It's about creating feedback loops in your own life. Collect the feedback, tweak the weights of your approach, and then rerun the experiment. It's how AI writing editors like Grammarly learn from millions of language patterns to offer better suggestions, helping us improve our writing over time. It's an iterative process, not a destination. So, how do you start? Tonight, pick one micro skill, something small, manageable, but something you want to improve. Maybe it's making the perfect omelette, or crafting more effective emails, or even just having more engaging conversations. Then, consciously run 5 deliberate iterations. Don't just do it. Actively reflect, adjust, and try again. By dinner tomorrow, I guarantee you'll taste the upgrade, whether it's in your cooking, your communication, or your confidence. Stay curious, stay flexible, and remember, learning is a continuous process, not a one-time event. In our modern world, we literally drown in information, yet paradoxically, we often starve for genuine insight. Our phones, our browsers, our smart devices, they're all constantly generating data about us. AI, however, doesn't just collect data, it survives and thrives by ruthlessly filtering out the noise to find the signal. Think about Spotify's Discover weekly playlist. It's not magic, it's a sophisticated algorithm crunching billions of data points. Your listening habits, skips, shares, even the listening habits of people with similar tastes, all of it is used to serve you 30 songs you'll probably love. It feels uncanny because it's leveraging data to understand you better than you might understand yourself. I mirrored that exact approach with my own notoriously messy personal finances. For years, I just paid my bills and hoped for the best. Then, I decided to get analytical. I exported a full year's worth of credit card transactions into a free CSV file. It looked like a giant, intimidating spreadsheet at first. But then I started color-coding green for needs, red for wants. And that's when it hit me. Right there, in stark red, was a consistent 137 a month leak on delivery of Chinese food, £137. I mean, I love Chinese food, but that's a small fortune. One quick homemade Chinese food tutorial later, and suddenly, I'm 1,244 richer per year, and guess what? Still perfectly fed. And arguably, the Chinese food is even better. You don't need a PhD in data science to do this. You just need a basic spreadsheet and the guts to actually look at the numbers. AI-powered meal planners optimize grocery shopping and nutrition by analyzing your preferences and dietary needs, showing you how a little data can go a long way. What messy pile of personal data can you mine this weekend? It could be your screen time report, those piles of grocery receipts you've been ignoring, your step counter data, or even a simple journal of your daily energy levels. Pick one, interrogate it, ask it what it's trying to tell you, and then let the numbers vote on your next move. The insights you uncover might just surprise you and lead to smarter decisions that genuinely improve your life. If AI has a killer app, it's boredom removal. Seriously, that's its superpower. It excels at taking on the mind-numbing, repetitive tasks that drain our energy and eat up our precious time. Consider Gmail's smart replies. Those little auto-generated response options save users a significant amount of time. This isn't just about typing less. It's about freeing up mental bandwidth, reducing decision fatigue, and allowing us to focus on more complex, meaningful interactions. I piggybacked on that very idea to solve one of the most insidious, time-sucking spirals in my own life. The endless "where should we eat" group chat debate. You know the one. It starts innocently enough, then devolves into 20 messages, 5 conflicting dietary restrictions, and ultimately a last-minute, unenthusiastic decision. I decided to automate it. I wrote a 15-line Python script, nothing fancy, just a simple bit of code that randomly picks a restaurant from a pre-approved list my friends and I had curated. Then, it books an open table slot and drops the confirmation, complete with a witty emoji, directly into our group chat. Total setup time? 45 minutes, tops. The time saved monthly? A conservative estimate puts it at 7 hours. Those reclaimed evenings weren't just empty space, they became the window where I finally learned enough chords on my rusty guitar to play "Here Comes the Sun" at my sister's wedding. Automation isn't about being lazy, it's about being strategic. It's why businesses use AI to automate onboarding processes, handle employee FAQs, and manage project tasks, saving countless hours of manual work. Identify one recurring task that nibbles away at your life, whether it's sorting invoices, renaming files, watering plants, or even planning your weekly meals. Then swap it for a bot, a simple template, or an IFTTT applet. Trust me, creativity doesn't just appreciate an open calendar, it absolutely loves one. The old adage, "garbage in, garbage out," wasn't just coined by programmers for fun. It's a fundamental truth in the digital world, and increasingly in our own lives. The real magic of something like ChatGPT isn't just the vast model itself, it's the craft of the prompt. You can ask, "Tell me about fitness," and you'll get a generic Wikipedia-level overview. But swap that for, "Design a 3-day dumbbell routine for a 34-year-old dad who has 20 minutes to train, access to a home gym, and a bad knee." And suddenly, you'll watch the answer sharpen into something incredibly specific, actionable, and genuinely useful. The quality of your input directly determines the quality of your output. I tested this same principle on my doctor. And it was a revelation. For months I'd been saying, why do I feel so tired all the time? And getting vague advice about stress or sleep. It was frustrating. Then, inspired by prompt engineering, I reframed my question. Instead of a general complaint, I asked, given my latitude, my entirely indoor job, and my symptoms of afternoon fatigue, could my vitamin D levels be a contributing factor? Boom. That specific targeted question led to targeted blood work, a prescription, and within weeks an energy level I honestly hadn't felt since college. It was like finally twisting a blurry dial into perfect focus. This isn't just about interacting with AI or doctors. It's about improving communication in all aspects of life. Users learn to rephrase queries to AI assistants for clearer, more useful outputs. And that same discipline translates directly to how we communicate with colleagues, partners, or even ourselves. Questions are powerful dials. Twist them towards specificity, and the world and its solutions click into focus. Tomorrow morning, instead of letting one vague worry fester in your mind, try trading it for 3 precise questions. Ask yourself, what exactly is the problem? What specific information do I need? Who specifically can help me find the answer? See who picks up the other end of the conversation, and how much clearer your path forward becomes. The hottest, most powerful symbiosis on Earth right now isn't some new tech gadget. It's human plus machine. AI isn't here to replace us. It's here to make us better, smarter, and more efficient. AlphaFold, for example, can predict the incredibly complex shapes of proteins with astonishing accuracy. But scientists are still the ones designing the experiments, interpreting the results, and pushing the boundaries of biological understanding. Midjourney can paint breathtaking concept art from a few text prompts, yet it's the human designers who add the story, the emotional resonance, and the overarching creative vision that truly brings it to life. I felt that synergy firsthand when I was writing my first novel. I had conducted 40 lengthy interviews, and the thought of manually transcribing all that audio was a monumental, soul-crushing task. It would have taken me months. Instead, I used an AI transcription service. The bot spit out text in minutes, handling the raw, laborious data entry. But that was just the starting point. My job, the human job, was to shape the cadence, catch the subtle jokes, spot the metaphors that only a human ear could truly appreciate, and weave those voices into a compelling narrative. The result? A finished book in 5 months instead of a year. And it was richer, deeper, and more authentic, because I could focus on the soul of the story, not just the mechanics of getting words on a page. Approach every tool, every piece of AI, with the same fundamental question: what part of this task is the raw labor I can wisely delegate? And where do I, as a human, add the irreplaceable soul, the intuition, the creativity, the empathy? AI can assist in brainstorming, writing, and design, but it always requires human judgment and creativity to produce the best, most meaningful results. Find that line, stay firmly on your side of it, and you'll never fear obsolescence. Instead, you'll feel empowered, knowing you're leveraging the best of both worlds. So, out of these 5 powerful lessons, which one lands hardest for you right now? Is it learning continuously like Netflix, budgeting smarter like Spotify, automating away the dinner dilemma, asking sharper questions to get better answers, or co-writing your next big thing with an AI partner? Drop your number below and tell me the very first experiment you're running this week. I genuinely do read every single reply. And if you're itching for more ways to steal superpowers from these silicon brains, then you absolutely need to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. You won't want to miss the next episode, where I'll showing you more interesting facts about AI. Let us truly change how we communicate, grow, and elevate ourselves. AI isn't coming for your purpose, it's actually offering you a cheat sheet to enhance it. It's a masterclass in efficiency, insight, and continuous improvement. So learn continuously like the algorithm, interrogate your data like the recommender engine, delegate your boredom like the clever scheduler, refine your questions like the expert prompt engineer, and always keep your humanity firmly in the driver's seat. Run these 5 loops in your own life and you won't just survive the AI age, you'll absolutely surf it, riding the wave of progress with confidence and skill.